Those photographs and persons depicted on Fugitive Watch are presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Hey, Fugitive Watch, Monday night, the 28th of July. We surprised you. It was supposed to be tomorrow night, but we decided to do it tonight. No warning, and we said, forget Steve. We're just doing it, Scott and me, tonight.
Yeah, we need some material for our YouTube site, so I figure, hey, we'll just knock out a few shows, or I mean, we'll talk about a few stories and get it out there, and then hopefully I get it posted up in time because people can go to our YouTube site and watch all the stories that we do in the short form.
That's right. I'm gonna make a couple adjustments here so I'm not all over the place here. And then we'll go back to Tuesdays here next week for sure.
Yeah,
we have a lot going on. All right, so let me make a couple adjustments and wait for people to come online here, because right now people are like, oh my god, they're on right now, I gotta tune in.
Yeah, that's
in the alert. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, all two of them. All right, so hey, this is how this works. I'm Mark, and this is Scott. We are retired police officers. I'm with the Highway Patrol. I was with the Highway Patrol. Scott's retired San Jose PD. And this is basically Fugitive Watch, which Scott is co-founder of Fugitive.com. All these stories you can see at the website, Fugitive.com. And you can also see them at his Instagram at Fugitive Watch. In fact, that's where a lot of this is going down at, over there. And then I'm at Stolen 911. Just Google that. I'm a private investigator, kind of specialized in theft. But we are going to start with 20 suspects attempt a jewelry store smash and grab. This is how this works. Scott and I, we watched the video. I haven't watched the video at all. Maybe Scott has watched a little bit of it. We're going to watch the video, react as police officers, and give you our thoughts. You ready, Scott?
Yeah, let's watch it.
All right, let's do it.
Robbery attempt in Anaheim, caught on camera. At least 20 people in broad daylight trying to bust into a jewelry store. But this time, the owner stopped the heist in just seconds. Good evening.
I like that. They see the gun and they all ran backwards.
No, he shot.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He fired around.
That was the teaser.
To you, I'm Susan Tuna. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live in Anaheim with the dramatic video and tonight's top story. Matthew.
Well, Susan, this was very intense. In that surveillance video, you can see at least 20 people trying to bust through this door right here, many with sledgehammers, until someone inside fired back. A violent would-be smash-and-grab robbery stopped in seconds.
Nice. Every single one of them is covered in blood from head to toe.
Watch again as at least 20 people wearing hoodies Thursday evening in Anaheim get out of 5 cars and swarm like hungry bees outside Elamira Jewelry.
I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah.
I remember the LA riots, the Koreans defending their stores. Remember in 92?
Yeah. And the thing is, you're going to hear them talk about it. This is just happening all over the place in Anaheim. And it's probably the same group. They just drive up and they just swarm these jewelry stores. They hit another jewelry store also. And I mean, and they're making off with like millions of dollars. So,
yeah,
if these guys get in the store, these guys have a right to protect themselves. And the store owner in this situation, you see them run away. He fired around right at them.
Good.
And they turned around and said, "Oh, I'm out of here."
Yeah, good.
I see many people. I can't count it.
Inside, store employees run for cover, while outside, thieves with sledgehammers and bags try busting in until this moment. One gunshot, and everyone scrambles.
I take my gun, I shoot one bullet, I scare him, he moves, and the problem.
Okay, I'm gonna count 5 stolen cars.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
easily, right?
Oh, folks, hold on a second. Folks, let me tell you something. All those cars are stolen. I guarantee it, just so you know. They've taken the license plates off or they've switched them, because that's what they do. They steal cars and they do stuff like this.
And they go out and commit crimes.
Yes.
With your car.
With your car. That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. Got distracted by the stolen cars.
Yeah.
It's done.
The owner doesn't want to show his face on camera for safety reasons, but he and his attorney called the shot self-defense.
He's willing to protect his business at all costs.
About a month ago, another robbery right across Brookhurst. Thieves driving a vehicle right through Basan Jewelry, stealing.
That's gonna be my new camera move.
I'm
I'm gonna slap the camera and move it like that. That's my new move now, man. All right.
I watched that a few times, and I remember I saw the guy. I thought he hit the cameraman like over there.
Millions. 2 people arrested nearby, but the other getaway cars still missing. The owner adding new security measures, telling us off camera the crooks stole more than $3 million worth of jewelry.
Everybody should be vigilant and careful. If they notice anything suspicious, they should speak, they should report so that, everybody's safe.
So sad. People, I think, hungry and looking for big stuff.
For 30 years, Mohammed Salam has cooked food next to the targeted jewelry store.
It was like a movie.
Shocking situation now leaving many on alert.
They make me scared. I have to protect my business, family.
So far, no description has been given of those suspects, but we counted at least 21 people. We're live in Anaheim tonight. Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
How do you put something like that together? How do you call like 21 of your closest friends that
you
are
do it
all
on Telegram, or you do it on
a bunch of dirtbags?
Snapchat. Yeah, like we're gonna hit this place. This is like
bring your hoodie
takeovers now. You can sign up and probably join in on it.
They ran up to that door with their little bags like they were going trick or treating. Here's a sledgehammer and some bags, and we're just going to go in there. I mean, it's crazy.
They definitely have they definitely have a little thread going where they talk about what they're going to do and what the change of plans are and stuff like that, But have you been to a jewelry store lately over the last 5 or 6 years now? I mean, they don't, they look at you before they let you in the door. They sit there and they control that door. They come up and unlock it for you, which I know a lot of people will complain with at first, but you know what? No, we're done.
Well, I don't know if you noticed.
I don't like the way you look. I'm not letting you in my store. Sorry.
I don't know if you noticed. It looked like there's an entry where they let them in, and then there's a holding area, and then they have another set of doors. It looked like,
and that's where they can gas them.
Yeah. Well, they could
gas them in the entry area.
Turret on the roof.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, at least rubber bullets.
I'll show that to some of the auto theft guys I know that work Orange County, and that one car was red. I think there was one car. I think was a Tesla. I wasn't even sure.
The last one looked like a Tesla.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
I'm like, that's weird because that car. They could figure out where that car. If that car is stolen, Teslas are weird to steal because
it's going to have video.
It's going to have video, and also you can't not track them, and so that's the thing. So that'd be interesting. I'll have one of my Anaheim auto theft guys look at that and see what they think about that. Well, that's very cool. All right, let's see. I'm going to go to.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy that these guys are still out there doing these smash and grabs like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been going on for so long.
Right.
Just the brazen. This is in San Jose, right?
This is a burglary surveillance video. Sorry, it's a burglary surveillance video. San Jose police.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. What's going on? Have you seen it?
Oh. And look at that. It's not the first time this poor guy, he already had wood up there.
And again, let's talk about those 2 cars.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those 2 cars. Guys, they are not using their cars to do this. These are stolen cars. Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah, well, they caught these guys. They caught a bunch of these guys. And, apparently that's exactly what they were doing. We tell you who they are, but they're juveniles. And because they're juveniles, we can't tell you because it could ruin their mental psyche.
Can we tell you who their parents are?
That would be good, right?
Oh.
Crazy, huh?
Funny thing is, I'd recognize inside this liquor store because I've seen it on so many prior Fugitive Watch cases.
Yeah. Well, look at the wood that's on the door. They already hit this guy before.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time they hit him.
These are all the biggies. All the teenagers are stealing the biggies now.
Yeah.
God forbid you don't see their face.
Yeah, and they act like they've done this before, right?
Yeah,
But
once or twice.
and the good thing is San Jose did catch them, so they will get a slap on the wrist, and they're probably back.
Tell us
out on
about
the
that. Do you
street.
know any more about that or what happened? Or
No, here. Let me look it up really quick. Yeah. So these guys were a crew, and they were working between December of 24 all the way through March of 25, and the police had responded to multiple of these type of crimes and carjackings and vehicle thefts and assaults. And what happened was they attempted a carjacking, and I think they ended up in a pursuit with these guys, and they finally ended up getting them. Well, no, I know they did get them, but they severely they damaged a lot of stores, a lot of cars, and they were the San Jose PD. They did their best. They investigated the hell out of this thing, and they ended up catching these guys. And like I said, unfortunately, they're juveniles, so they're probably back out before they even finish the reports. They're back out there doing it again. But I think, let me see who else was involved. Santa Clara Police Department. They had their covert people were involved. Milpitas was involved. A lot of the agencies got together to work on this case.
So they're
these
spread
guys
all over the place. Probably Santa Clara and Milpitas, the crew.
Yeah, these guys were just a crew, just going out there. Probably like those punks we just saw in Anaheim. It's like they got their crew, and they're like, okay, what do you guys want to do? Can you imagine if they took that brain power and the time that they spend to put all that stuff together to go out and victimize people and actually did something good with it, what they might be able to accomplish?
It's a never-ending cycle this way. All right, let's go. Woman attacked with acid-like chemical. Suspect may be as young as 8 years old. What? That is crazy. Where's this at? Do we know?
Oh, I'm trying to find that other
Friends
case
and family
that I
are
was
pleading for help tonight in the wake of a truly horrific attack. This is surveillance video showing the very young suspects that police say threw a corrosive liquid at a woman as she prepared to take part in Pride festivities this past Sunday. That woman, identified as Diana, suffered serious burns. It is now at the Temple Burn Center. Tonight, police are working to track down those young attackers as they also try to figure out why they did this. Action News' Taronda Thomas live in West Philadelphia tonight. Taronda, you spoke to police and Diana's friends today.
I did, and here at Southwest Detectives, this is still a very active investigation. Diana is recovering at Temple's Burn Center. Fortunately, there was a neighbor nearby during the attack who pulled her inside and rinsed her off. Still, she is left with severe burns.
There's a great community around her that's rallying, like I said, rallying around her.
Showing support for the victim of a heinous attack.
It was such excruciating pain, and I'm sure she went into shock, like immediately.
Shiloh Cologne's friend Diana, now recovering at the Temple Burn Center after being splashed with a chemical that police say acted much like acid. It happened Sunday afternoon. The victim, Diana, who for safety reasons doesn't want to use her last name, had just gotten off the L at 52nd and Market.
She was walking down the street, going to her destination with her earphones in, so there was no interaction. Nothing led up to this event.
They were walking towards her. She said that they stopped and then they threw the acid.
This, police say, is video of the three suspects walking away. They boarded the L at 52nd Street. All three were juveniles who could be very young.
In my opinion, they're anywhere from 8 to 12 years old.
Police are working to identify the kids seen on the train platform before the attack.
They were walking around with a cup.
Investigators are testing to find out what the chemical was.
That'll be all part of our investigation, where they got.
So they were actually planning this. This is intentional.
Yeah, and like the officer said, these guys were like between 8 and 12 years old. I mean, what kind of family do you come from that you can be that type of hate is instilled into you to just to want to do something like that to another human. You know,
why they had it.
It was strong enough to leave a mark at 51st and Ludlow and leave the victim with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. 25-year-old Diana, who is a transgender woman, was planning to celebrate the first day of Pride Month.
We really strongly believe that this was a hate crime.
Police say the attack may have been random, but they're investigating all of the possibilities. Meanwhile, Diana has the support of her friends and the community on her long road to recovery.
So that makes sense if the family is talking smack about transgender people and stuff a lot, you know, the older people or just the kids in general, you know, they think it's funny, you know, that's the sad thing about it. You know, it's that they're, I mean, to hit someone with acid like that or whatever it is, a chemical like that's,
right.
That's
more than likely. My guess is it's going to be like something that's easily accessible, like more than likely like pool acid.
Or something maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because pool acid will definitely, I could tell because I have a pool, and if I spill it on the ground, you know,
and you do it to yourself a lot.
Yeah, I burned my fingers a couple times.
Once or twice.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That stuff's pretty nasty. But more than likely, I mean, where else would these 8 and 12-year-old kids have access to some sort of caustic?
I'd like to see if they make an arrest on that because that's just horrible.
So let me ask you this, Mark, just in your opinion, and we've been doing this a long time, just because they're 8 and 12 years old, do you think that they shouldn't be fronted out, that people shouldn't know what type of dangerous individuals they are?
I'm at the point where we're trying to identify them. And, you know, obviously we got this documented crime. So I'm cool with them putting out there with their faces. You know,
right.
That might help speed things along. I would say if they don't get them ID'd within maybe a week, then we go maybe show the faces for someone that young.
They definitely should.
Right away, I can understand someone that young, maybe them just holding off a little bit, seeing what's going on. Maybe they were somewhat above, way older, pulling the strings here, and told them to go do it. But definitely a threat to society. I mean, if someone else is attacked in the same way, then you know, then you would say, well, why didn't you show the pictures right away, right? So it's a hard question, especially at 8 years old. They do look pretty young. These aren't 14, 15-year-olds. They look pretty young.
I have an 8-year-old grandson. I can't even imagine in my wildest dreams of him even thinking that would be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's
anyway.
Train going by. Sorry about that. All right. So this next one is new details released on man who killed Lauren police officer. All right. Let's watch it because I remember this, but I didn't watch it yet.
Also today, new information was released about the shooter and the tragedy that unfolded in a parking lot Wednesday afternoon. Our Annabelle Childers explains where the investigation goes from here.
We initially heard the suspect, Michael Parker, fired a high-powered rifle at officers. Elyria police now tell us investigators found his vehicle loaded with multiple types of weapons, magazines, and explosive materials. Wednesday afternoon, Lorain police say 2 of their officers, Philip Wagner and Peter Gale, were parked and eating lunch in their respective patrol cars when 28-year-old Michael Parker, who was parked on the end of Riverbend Drive, suddenly started shooting.
He had an arsenal of weapons with him. He was laying in wait and opened fire with multiple rounds at both of the officers who were sitting in their vehicles.
Officer Gale was shot in the hand, while Officer Wagner was shot multiple times. A third officer, Brent Payne, responded to their calls for help and was also shot multiple times. According to Elyria police, more officers arrived, exchanging gunfire with Parker and ultimately killing him. After transporting the injured officers to hospitals, multiple agencies combed through the scene. In the area, in and around Parker's vehicle, they found, quote, multiple high-powered rifles, handguns, and a substantial quantity of loaded magazines. Elyria police say bomb technicians also found, quote, improvised explosive materials. Wednesday evening, investigators obtained a search warrant for Parker's home on North Lakeview Boulevard. They gathered evidence but did not find any explosive threats. Lorain County voter records show Parker lived here with his parents, and a neighbor tells us the family kept to themselves. Now, looking deeper into Michael Parker's past, we obtained a civil complaint filed against him for an incident in October 2022. The complaint alleged Parker negligently operated a vehicle while driving for the delivery company Instacart, traveling left of center and, quote, causing a collision with the motorcycle.
Don't do
end
that.
quote. The civil case was ultimately settled out of court. However, Parker was cited for a misdemeanor offense by Lorain police for driving left of center in connection to the incident. County court records reveal Officer Wagner, one of the officers shot Wednesday, was the one who issued the citation.
At this point, police say they are still working
Really?
to determine a motive in this shooting. In the newsroom, Annabelle Childers, 3 News.
Wow.
You think somebody would hold that kind of a grudge that he would
You
go
know-
out and hunt down the officer? I mean, it's kind of it's.
And you know what, Scott, and you and I are not fans of this. This is what the people defending what ICE is doing right now are going to say. They're using this like, oh, people go hunt down officers in patrol cars now and ambush them. And I just read this argument somewhere where these guys are saying, well, they're going to get doxxed. They're going to get these ICE agents are going to get doxxed. Well, these officers are doing their job, and if this turns out to be true, it's sad.
Well, my other
it doesn't give,
process-
but it still doesn't in this country. You know, should give it away. Their officers now go around masked. You can't identify who they are. You're still going to have to sign your name to that citation. You still get the right to address your accusers in court. So you're going to figure out people's names. You know, but
we don't even know. We don't even know. I mean, this how big that department is. It could have been
a coincidence.
It could have been a coincidence. It may
Wow.
not be. I don't know how many officers that they have, you know. But it looks like they were just parked having their lunch. I mean, we've all done that. I know. I used to find some out of the way places to kind of hide, so I could eat my lunch and not worry about people coming up on me. Especially when I work nights. I mean, there was a parking garage I used to hang out in, and I would go to the top and I'd back up against the wall and I'd point my car at the only way that people could come up, and I'd have my spotlight there. So if I wasn't paying attention, I'd see the movement in the light. And matter of fact, the last time I parked up there, a guy drove up, got out of his car. I think I told that story a while back. Gets out of his car, walks over, gets on the edge of the parking garage and was going to jump. And I'm like, no, man, no, don't do that in front of me. Don't. I went over. I did everything I could to talk him down. Mainly, I told him, I said, "Look, dude, it's only 4 stories high. You're probably not going to die."
Severely
I said,
injured.
"You're going to be severely injured," and and we talked, and of course, it was about a woman, and so.
Do I hear Cujo? Do I hear Cujo barking in the background there?
Yeah, sorry. That's not. Yeah, his name is actually Whisper. And as you, notice,
Scott got a new dog.
He's not living up to his name. So I inherited.
He inherited
a dog.
Right.
So
that's right.
And he's actually a very good dog.
Hey, okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move over to our Instagram page. And Scott runs the Fugitive Watch Instagram, and a lot going on there. Up over 11,000 followers. You've had some really big posts, but you picked up this one story. It's not on the regular website yet, and it's this one that happened regarding my old team, the RADF team, the Regional Auto Theft Task Force, about an arrest that they had, and pretty cool story. You want to go ahead and break down what happened here? This is in Santa Clara County, right? Cupertino?
Yeah. Sorry, I went mute to yell at the dog.
No, it's okay.
So apparently what happened here was this group of fine people here that you see, they were arrested. And what they did was they had gone into a house. They stole a couple cars. It looks like a couple Porsches, about $18,000 worth of jewelry. And then the suspects, they didn't stop there. They used the stolen Porsches, committed a series of burglaries across San Jose and the whole Bay Area.
All right, let me stop you there, right? That's the MO. Stolen cars are used to commit other crimes. You're not going to use your own car. You know,
Right.
you're going to use stolen cars. So that's auto theft has to be enforced. It has to be charged by the district attorneys, just the basic auto theft, because you have to make it a very serious crime. If you get caught stealing a car, there's no reason why you shouldn't be going to jail, prison after the second time. That's what I believe. And I think that would stop a lot of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I'm sorry,
imagine how
keep
many
going.
victims are. That's all the stolen mail and the stolen IDs that
Yeah.
they had. So they were doing all
I
kinds
was
of.
fighting this type of crime 25 years ago. Same stuff.
Yep,
Exactly.
yep. They were doing all kinds of. Now they found these guys. Apparently, they had a hotel room in a place called the Hayes Mansion, which is
That's pretty nice,
it's
actually.
an iconic hotel. It's an old mansion that they turned into. It was a house, a mansion. They turned it into a hotel. So they
Yeah.
went out there. Obviously, they must have used their ill-gotten gain to get the room.
Now they got
And
either using their real name or one of the fake ones that a lot of these times, these people are really good at identity theft and doing a lot of scams. That's all the IDs for. So some of them, one of them is they probably use someone else's name, but put their photograph on their ID and then a credit card from that person, and probably was able to get the room. And then once they get in the room, they kind of squat in there. They'll pay. They'll keep paying it. They'll find other credit cards to put all the room service and stuff on, and the room charges, until eventually the hotel gets wise, and then they'll start the eviction process. That's my experience doing the exact same type of cruise over many years at all three task forces I worked at.
yeah, they had like 25 fake IDs, 24 credit cards, over 500 pieces of mail. They had what they believe was probably meth. They had key fob from stolen Porsches. They so these guys were definitely I think they had some counterfeit money too.
Yeah.
So I mean, these
Wow,
guys were definitely some really good crooks.
They're probably the children of the people we arrested for the same thing 25 years ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. The ones that they let out with a slap on the wrist.
Well, I'm back in the mid 90s, early 2000s. They would, after 2 or 3 arrests, they would send them in prison for a couple of years. I remember I worked a lot of those cases.
Yeah, the old 3 strikes.
They don't do that anymore. I think we need that back. Look, I know being soft on crime is not a good thing. And we need to build more prisons and better ones. And we need to separate people like this from society for these crimes, these felonies. We need to separate them for a year or two, and then keep them in jail. I'm sorry, but letting them out on probation or parole, it's not going to work.
But the thing is, it's not even just look at what they have here. Now, these guys are career criminals. They've been doing this stuff for a long time. They obviously knew what they were doing. Do you know how many lives they probably ruined and destroyed? And the problem, if any of you have had to call to fix a charge that was on your card that doesn't belong, or somebody stole your identity and applied for credit cards.
How about this? Were you a victim of this crew? If you are, reach out to Scott at Fugitive Watch on Instagram. Let us know. We'd love to talk to you and find out what is going on and what you had to go through. So if you're a victim of this particular crew, let us know.
Matter of fact, can you put up on your screen? I'll give you the phone number they want you to call too.
I got our number up here right now. For anything related to Fugitive Watch, you can call 1-800-9-CAUGHT. It's 800-922-8448, or you could text 408-355-0999. And you also do tips at Fugitive. So that's how you can get a hold of someone at Fugitive Watch right away.
Yeah, and because they are still looking for more victims. The sad thing though, Mark, about this is what really is going to bother me is they're going to roll it all into one, because we know how that works, right? What if they were to go after these guys on each individual? They would never be out. They wouldn't be out of jail the rest of their life. But they're going to roll it all into one and get them to plead out to it. And I'll tell you what, I think an appropriate punishment is make them sit on an endless phone tree, put it in their ear, where they just have to hear. It's like being waterboarded when you call these credit card companies and stuff. They waterboard you with the music. They tell you how important your call is to them, and they never come to the phone. And then they disconnect, and then you got to start all over again until that goes on and on. Yeah, let them anguish through that. You know, these guys are real punks. That's what I see.
All right. So remember, you can see any of this at fugitive.com. And then Scott, you were talking about YouTube Shorts. Let me see if I can pull up any real quick before we go here. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I threw up a couple of shorts recently. We've had a lot of people that have showed a lot of interest in our YouTube site, and one of them I know there was like 40,000. That you know that that one post that I did where the young man was molested by the teacher for a couple of years. That thing's at over 600,000 people have, and those comments just keep coming in. And if you want to check it out, go to our Instagram page at Fugitive Watch.
That's was that before or after the cyclist?
The
popular. Hold on, I got. So your most popular one is the cyclist down 30 on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
39,000 views.
Yeah, that was the most.
I think you're talking about Instagram, right?
That one was, the other one was on Instagram. The one that I did put a short in there with the I think with the young man. I think that was I did a regular YouTube video on that. If you want to watch that story, it's about 8 minutes long, and we talked about it on the last show. We talked about that one on the last show. And
but your shorts are blowing. Your shorts starting to blow up, and then again,
like that.
You get the cyclist one. I don't know if he's a fugitive, but that's
he's not a fugitive, but it was very. I don't know if you can click on it or not. But I mean, this is boop. It's like
he was not looking, not at all.
No, and he rammed right into that police officer's motorcycle. That's a tough go.
Yeah.
You know.
So Popeye's employee allegedly assaulting a woman. Oh yeah, that's not allegedly. It's happening. We don't know what's the other side of this, why this is going down, but wow.
Well, we did. There is. These are all hooked to the videos that tell the full story. So if you go to the shorts and they interest you, if you go down a little further, that one road rage. Did you see that one? Go down right there, right, the blue one in the middle. I'm pointing at it like you can see which one. No, above that one, right above that one.
This one.
Yeah, but they ended up.
I remember that one.
They ended up catching that guy.
Yeah.
They ended up catching that guy for the road rage. I mean, this guy, boom. I mean, he that was a road rage incident. And we posted that got a lot of follows. A lot of people were phoning in tips on that guy. He wasn't getting away with nothing.
And then on your Instagram, again, on Instagram, Fugitive Watch, and then also on Facebook, Fugitive Watch.
Yeah, and then there was one I did today. I don't know if you can. It'd be probably one of the very last shorts. It's if you go down in the middle, you go to the third one down on the bottom.
Back on YouTube?
No, where you're at right now. If you go 3 down in the middle, that one right there. This is kind of show you how dangerous it is. And you being a chippy,
I saw this one.
This
guy was doing like 110, wasn't it?
120 miles an hour, 17-year-old kid. I mean, that
I watched this. He still goes behind the guardrail. Because that's where you want to be, right? And
I mean, this guy plowed into that car at 120. Look at that.
Yeah.
That officer, man, he should go buy a lotto ticket because I mean he's still walking. That was amazing.
Yeah. So what was the details on this? The young kid?
Yeah, all I know is that it was a 17-year-old kid that was flying, lost control of the car, and but a lot of this stuff we put up there, I mean, it's just want to show you, and especially Mark, he worked on the freeway. He had to deal. I mean, I when I did car stops on the freeway, Mark, I was not comfortable. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I wanted to get the heck off. And most of the only reason I did the car stop was because I felt obligated for some reason, but I wanted to get the hell out of there because, I mean, especially when you're on the side of the road and feeling those 18-wheelers come by.
You lost a friend. Randy Schieffer was killed by a car coming the other direction, driving his truck home last year. And minding his own business. There's no center divide here on this roadway. And a car came over from the other side and went into him head on. He was a retired captain in the San Jose Police Department. That was really sad last year.
Yeah, it was very sad.
But there's no center divide there, right? And there's still roads like that in California, obviously, on I-5 where he was killed. And then
Randy came from CHP.
He did come from CHP. That's right. He started there.
Yeah.
All that career, and then
all the danger.
Yeah,
all the danger he
minding his own business, driving his truck back.
Yeah, coming home from vacation. It was a tragedy. He was a good man. He's a good man.
No, man. You just don't know. All right. Well, that's going to be it. I think remember fugitive.com, and then we'll bring Steve back. Well, we'll see if we'll bring him back. But as Steve would want me to remind you that everybody is guilty.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the whole, he's got the whole thing, but
no, everyone is presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
In a court of law.
I think we have a bumper on the end that says that. It's not going to be there when we close out. Yeah. All right, Scott?
It's on everything.
It is. It's on right. It's going to be on right now. As soon as I hit the end stream button, you're going to see it. Okay.
Yeah. Our lawyers say it has to be.
All right. Well, make sure to check us out. We'll see you next week. Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All names, photographs, and persons depicted on Fugitive Watch are presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.